Women will destroy themselves for this type of avoidant partner. There's a certain kind of avoidant man that women can't stop thinking about. He's not loud, he's not overly confident, and he doesn't chase. But when you meet him, something in you stirs, a deep pull you can't explain. He's mysterious, self-contained, and calm in a way that feels magnetic. He looks at you like he sees right through you, but then, just as quickly, he pulls away. He gives you warmth and silence, connection and distance, all in the same breath. And before you know it, you're hooked, not on what he gives you, but on the space he creates inside you. This kind of avoidant doesn't just capture attention. He captures the parts of a woman that long to be understood. And that's why so many women end up destroying themselves trying to reach him. The type of avoidant I'm talking about is the emotionally intelligent avoidant, the one who knows exactly how to connect just enough to make you feel special, but never enough to make you feel secure. He's not cruel, he's not malicious, but he's mastered emotional control. He can show just enough vulnerability to make you believe you're the only one who truly gets him, and then disappear when you get too close. For women with nurturing or empathetic hearts, this man becomes irresistible. Because the more he withdraws, the more your instinct to fix, to heal, to prove your worth kicks in. You start confusing his silence with depth and his distance with mystery. You begin to believe that if you can just love him a little better, he'll finally open up. But that's the trap. He won't. The emotionally intelligent avoidant gives you emotional breadcrumbs that feel like gold. He'll share one deep story about his childhood, then retreat for days. He'll say he's never connected with anyone like he connects with you, but he'll still keep his walls intact. He'll kiss you with intensity but avoid eye contact after. And every small moment of closeness feels monumental because it's rare. This scarcity makes you addicted. You start valuing the connection not for what it is, but for how hard it is to get. It becomes a psychological chase, a cycle of hope, withdrawal, and craving. And in that cycle, you lose yourself without realizing it. What makes this type of avoidance so powerful is the illusion of emotional depth. He appears introspective. He talks about loneliness, about needing space, about how love scares him, but in a way that feels poetic, not cold. You feel empathy for him. You start seeing his avoidance not as rejection, but as pain. You tell yourself he's just been hurt. He just needs the right woman to show him it's safe to love again. And that's where women fall hardest. Because the moment you start believing your love can heal him, you've entered the emotional battlefield on his terms. Here's the brutal truth. A woman will destroy herself for an avoidant man when she mistakes his emotional unavailability for emotional depth. When she sees silence as complexity and distance as sensitivity. She'll ignore the anxiety, the confusion, the constant second-guessing, all because those rare moments of tenderness feel like proof of something real. But what she doesn't realize is that she's building her entire emotional world around a man who's afraid of feeling too much. And when you love someone who runs from their own emotions, you end up running from your own too. Over time, you start changing without noticing. You stop expressing your needs because you don't want to scare him away. You downplay your emotions to appear low maintenance. You start rewarding his minimal effort, telling yourself he's trying, even when he's barely present. You start living for the days he leans in and surviving through the days he disappears. That emotional starvation rewires your brain. It makes you addicted to unpredictability. And slowly you begin to confuse emotional chaos with passion. That's when you're trapped. The truth is, this type of avoidant doesn't intend to break you. He's not evil. He's scared. He's scared of being seen, of losing control, of needing someone the way you need him. His emotional independence is his armor. But for a woman who leads with empathy, his fear becomes a project. You start trying to earn his love through sacrifice. You become more patient, more understanding, more forgiving, until there's nothing left of you to give. You pour your energy into fixing a connection that was never broken. It was just never meant to be the kind of connection you imagined. So why do women destroy themselves for this kind of avoidant? Because he reflects back a part of them that still believes love must be earned. For many women, this dynamic awakens an old wound. The feeling of not being enough, the need to prove their worth, the childhood memory of chasing emotional closeness that never came. Loving an avoidant becomes symbolic. You're not just chasing him. You're chasing the version of yourself that wants to feel chosen. And every time he pulls away, that old pain resurfaces. You don't just miss him, you miss the validation that never arrives. But here's the paradox. The same energy that keeps you stuck in that chase is also the energy that can free you. When you stop trying to win the avoidance love and start asking yourself why you need it so badly, you begin to reclaim your power. You realize that what you actually want isn't him, it's peace. You want reciprocity, safety, and consistency. And none of that can exist with someone who's terrified of intimacy. The only way to make an avoidant respect you is to stop chasing them. Because when you stop trying to earn love, you remind them that real connection isn't something they can control. It's something they have to show up for. The emotionally intelligent avoidant will often come back after you pull away. Not because he's changed, but because he senses the emotional distance he once controlled is now in your hands. He'll test the waters with a soft text or a nostalgic memory. And if you fall back into the cycle, it begins again. But if you hold your ground, something powerful happens. You break the pattern. You show him and yourself that your love is not desperate, that your empathy has limits, that your heart is kind, but it's not available to someone who doesn't know how to hold it. The women who finally heal from this type of avoidant are the ones who learn that love isn't supposed to be a puzzle. It's not supposed to hurt this much. It's not supposed to make you feel small. They learn to redirect their empathy inward, to love themselves with the same intensity they once tried to love him. And when they do, something changes. The avoidant's power fades. His silence no longer feels mysterious. It feels empty. His distance no longer feels intriguing. It feels lonely. And the craving for him turns into compassion for yourself. So if you're watching this and you've been entangled with this type of avoidant, let this be your wake-up call. You don't need to destroy yourself trying to make someone stay. You don't need to prove that you're worthy of love. The right person won't make you question your sanity. They won't disappear when things get real. They won't confuse your kindness for weakness. The right person will meet your effort, match your energy, and see your depth as a gift, not a threat. Because here's the truth most people never tell you. Avoidants only change when they meet someone who refuses to play the game. Someone who can love them but still walk away. Someone who doesn't try to fix them, but inspires them to fix themselves. And that person can be you, if you stop giving all your power away. Love doesn't have to destroy you to be real. Sometimes the most powerful kind of love is the one where you choose yourself over the person who keeps running. And that's the kind of strength the emotionally intelligent avoidant never expects, but always remembers.